What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Weekly InSalt. My name is Wade. It's episode 306. I am not...
306.
Yeah. 306.
Oh.
It's your O face.
Actually, 3Z6. Is that better?
Yeah.
3Z6? Like, do the... Yeah, okay. 306. Episode 306. Is that better?
Yeah.
Should we just start over?
306.
I would say that I'm joined by Laura, but she's not here tonight. She's dead. Just kidding. That was a throwback to Shelby's episode when Kurt was sick. Although she isn't sick. She had some other things she needed to attend to.
Did you ask that question that I sent to you?
I didn't. I failed you.
You did fail me.
Yeah. Didn't really cross my mind, you know.
That's all right.
We'll have to get her next time.
Yep.
Yeah, she had some other things to attend to, but you already heard from the concierge of sound, Kurt Wallstrom.
Yeah.
Is that too low of a title?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come up with something better.
How about you come up with your own title today?
The Master of Sound.
There you go.
Master Bader of sound.
That's right. 3 times today.
Who you just heard from was Marty Hurst, not the 3 times a day, but Marty Hurst is here. Welcome back.
Thanks.
And of course, Ches. That's how he says hi.
Yep.
He's got a weird way of greeting people, but we love him.
Yep.
That was hello and coughing.
Oh, okay. Marty, you were here on the show before, but more of just kind of a ride along, I guess you could say. With when we did the last dab experience with Ches.
Yeah. Spice chest.
We didn't get too much into like a lot of your travel. You've traveled a lot. You have a lot of travel stories.
Yeah.
I've heard a few of them. I think the first time that I met you was at were you trying to get my attention?
No.
Oh, that was weird. I thought that you like pointed at me. I think when I first met you was at Keto's. Was that?
Yeah. That would have been the first time. Yeah.
Yeah, we went down to see David and
for their anniversary party.
Anniversary. Yeah. How many years was that? Their anniversary? 6?
I think it was 6.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That's a good spot.
And immediately it seems like that you're a fairly big beer connoisseur, or at least you like drinking beer.
Yeah. I don't know if connoisseur is the right term, but I do enjoy it.
What's your like go-to beer?
Anything amber or darker, and I do like West Coast IPAs.
I did call Ches before the show tonight. So I was like, I'm going to go to the liquor store, and I want to get something different, like not just Budweiser or Pacifico or Modelo or something.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. I usually just drink Budweiser anyways. I know I should just drink water. But I called Ches and I said, hey, I want to get something for Marty. Is there anything that he would like in particular? And he just goes, beer.
And I got a little confession to make on that. When you called me, I was sitting at Keto's having a beer.
Oh, okay. Why do you have to confess to that? Boy. I think that's great.
Okay, maybe brag.
Okay, brag, yeah.
Okay.
Brag is better.
I don't know about you guys, but I missed my invitation to that.
I wasn't there either.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's what
I
I'm
kind of
saying.
just decided.
I think that's why he's apologizing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. I kind of decided late in the day, I'm like, you know what? I'm stopping for beer on my way home.
Marty, you get to determine Chez's punishment after the show.
You need to take us all there for a beer later.
Okay, deal.
Cool.
Okay.
You mean I got to go back to that place?
Oh, dang it.
Sorry.
The worst punishment you've ever had.
Exactly.
Okay, now here's a question for you. While you were there, did you get a spicy pickle?
Of course.
Oh, nice.
Wait, there's a spicy pickle somewhere?
A spicy pickle beer?
Yes.
What the
Keto's.
fuck? Where's this place? Where's Keto's at?
7th South and
6th West? Something
I'll look
7th
it up
West,
real quick.
something like that.
That's a little too far north for me to drive.
Not for this beer.
Oh.
All right.
The track station will drop you off right behind it.
Yeah, and plus you get all of the fun of riding on tracks.
And plus,
There's some interesting smells on there.
yeah.
It's not as bad as some subways I've been on, but
Yeah, that salt and pickle beer, you get it spicy. That's a damn good beer. David did a really good job with that beer.
Yeah, they've
I'm
tweaked
going to
it.
try that.
yeah, he did. He did make some
They've
tweaks to
upgraded
it.
it a bit.
608 West, 7 South. Not a sponsor, but we haven't asked them yet either.
I do like a spicy pickle.
Oh, dude, it's good. And then they rim the glass with tahini.
No.
It was something else, and I always get it wrong.
No, they just put a bunch of
Tapatio.
in
it.
the beer.
That's what I always get wrong. It's good, man.
Yeah, I want to try it.
And I know that somebody's listening out there, they're like, a pickle beer? No way can that be good. It's just balanced It's
Yeah.
balanced so good
Yeah.
that you get enough of like the pickled taste, but it doesn't outweigh like the beer. You still know
There's-
you're drinking a beer, which is really amazing.
There's a lot of weird beers out there that sound disgusting. What was that? Did somebody forget to silence their phone? Oh, it was Chez.
That's okay. That's 2 times now, man. 3 strikes and you're out.
Okay.
Anyway, there's a lot of weird flavored beers out there that actually are pretty good. Like I just bought the 6-pack of the Belching Beaver peanut butter.
Yeah. Oh, that's
milk
a good
stout.
one. The milk stout.
That
yeah.
is a great beer.
Yeah.
You bought those at Lee's in Mesquite when we were down in St. George's last
No, I
weekend.
bought that at the liquor store.
Yeah.
In
Oh, you did at St. George.
So you can get those here, but for me, one of those beers that's a good one. It's kind of like a dessert,
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it sounds
I'm glad I
gross,
didn't
but
have one.
it is
Like
really
your dad
good.
was like, I'm not drinking that. That sounds disgusting.
My dad's a
It's
simple man.
really good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that is one that I usually look forward to at the beer festivals when
Yeah.
Belching Beaver's there to go get a peanut butter milk stout.
You know, and
But-
that's-
Out of a can is good, but when you can get it on draft,
Oh yeah, that's always
draft
better.
is always
Yeah,
king.
Always.
yeah.
depends on the place though too. I've had issues in the past with like places not cleaning their lines. I'm sure at a brewery and places like that's not going to be a problem, but I've definitely went into like a bar, not in the valley. It happens everywhere, but and you get a beer poured and you're like, it just tastes off.
Yeah.
Chances are the lines
The
haven't
lines
been
are
cleaned
dirty.
in well.
Yeah, I mean the Belching Beaver one. I mean it's a higher points. You can't get it on draft in Utah anywhere to begin
Right.
with. But the only place I've had it on draft was actually in the Belching Beaver tasting room in Ocean
Wow.
Beach in San Diego. So
Yeah.
mm,
So
They're-
speaking of beer too, go ahead.
I would say those. So they're taking care of their stuff there. They want
Oh yeah,
in their
Yeah.
tasting room. They want it to be top notch. So
yeah. You can usually tell based just when you walk in the door of a place whether or not you're going to be tasting moldy lines or not. But and it happens pretty rarely. Usually, it gets forgotten about or something. But speaking of beer and liquor stores and things, went down to St. George. Kurt
Yeah.
went with me
Yeah.
this last weekend. Man, it was really nice just not having to worry about anything. Like
Nice.
I didn't have to. I could go. took the Tacoma off road. Got into a little bit of a hairy situation, but not really. We took a random road that I'd never, dirt road, right? And it ended up being a 4x4 trail, a Jeep trail, basically up a.
No, that's the problem. It's
Slu-
a Jeep trail.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
take it to Tacoma. Yeah. I could see that problem coming.
Yeah. The crazy thing is, I had to pull a Jeep out. I'm just kidding. But it was cool.
As long as you didn't have to call Matt's off road, you're okay.
yeah,
You know what? When I was driving up this trail, I swear that Matt's Off-Road made a video rescuing a car up this trail.
Oh,
And
really?
the reason why I think this is the case, and I can't think of the trail name for the life of me, but you're basically going up a really wide slot canyon and you're driving up
It's
the creek bed.
Sunshine something.
Sunshine Trailhead something.
I'll look it up. Hold on.
Yeah.
if there's been a vehicle rescue down there, I'm sure they've rescued the vehicle.
It looked
on
really familiar in a video
Right.
that I saw. But we started driving up, and I'm like, "This is really cool." It was a different type of. There's kind of for me 2 types of off-roading. There's like, let's go on the dirt road and let's do like trail running, where it's a fairly good groomed road. You can go fairly quick. You don't have to really worry about technical things. And then you've got your really technical off-roading. So 3 types. And then you've got your rock crawling. Rock crawling would be like the most technical.
Right.
And this, I say, was in the middle of that. But I started thinking about it. I'm looking at the sky, and it's been raining. And they've been talking about this, what was it, atmospheric river?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, oh my gosh, can we just stop coining things? But we were in this slot canyon, and the clouds are just pitch black.
Sunshine Trail Road.
Sunshine Trail Road, yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm
it goes
like,
on forever.
Yeah, it does.
I was looking at it today and following as far as I could.
Where
get
did it
to
come out? Because
It didn't. It just merged into another road that was not named.
Oh, okay.
But it was way down there.
We decided to turn around nonetheless because dark clouds, slot canyon. I was thinking that I would be in the next Matt's off-road recovery video, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because then I got the in to
You
get
get a
him on
free
the podcast.
T-shirt.
Well, it's
Yeah.
a free T-shirt, and maybe he'll come on the show.
Yeah, I was telling people that we were way past Phoenix and coming up on Tucson.
My mom did ask you. Mom's like, "How was the off-roading?" And he was like, "We were pretty much on our way to Tucson."
It felt like it. I'm like, man, we've been on this road for a minute.
And then we went back around and saw what do they call that, Glitter Mountain, which is basically
yeah.
like a gypsum mine that you can.
It's called something else. Hold on.
Yeah, I would say gypsum, but And then we just drove on dirt roads, which was cool.
You never even got stuck?
Not once. I didn't even get it into 4-wheel drive once.
Oh, then you
Yeah.
weren't doing any off-roading.
Wow.
Well, it was more about driving fast on the dirt.
Oh,
than
okay.
the truck, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
No, and I think that's like my next goal is I want to get in a convoy, like convoy off-roading. Have you ever done that, Marty?
Like a overlanding kind
Yeah,
of
like
thing?
overlanding. You have like 3 or 4 cars, and you all go down the trail, and sometimes you got to get out and spot each other. And
I've done it, but only like
Oh, yeah.
when we've gone on camping trips or something, not
is it fun? Have you done it,
Yeah,
Jess?
Oh,
it's
I've
fun.
done-
It's a lot of fun.
I've done trails in Moab and
You've done the rock crawling stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what's like the hairiest position you've been in your Jeep that I'm like, I'm going to roll this shit?
I'm trying to remember the name of the trail I was on, but I came out of one of the hot tubs. What they call them,
Oh yeah.
and they're just big pits. So I had an old CJ that was set up for Moab. I mean, it was
Just like meant for that.
it was built for rock climbing and Moab, and so lockers front and rear. So I came up out of one of the hot tubs and I had air lockers, so I hit my front locker off so I could turn. Cause if you've ever driven a vehicle with front lockers, you can't steer with the the locker on.
Yeah.
With the locker engaged.
Yeah, okay.
So I hit the locker off. Well, it didn't disengage quick enough. So I started to try and turn out.
Oh.
Well, it just started to
Oh, shit.
go over on the passenger side. Luckily, there was somebody right there. It was right outside my door, and he just jumped
Jumped
onto
on
my
it.
Jeep and just pulled me back down. But I thought I was going. And I just would have rolled 15, 20 times for the way the train was.
Yeah.
It was just sloped down. And it just would have just kept going.
Yeah, that's the stuff that, like, right now, since I just bought my truck, that I'm, like, not interested in. Right?
Yeah, I'm not interested at all in rock crawling with my Jeep because it looks fun and I like watching videos on it, but I don't have 10 grand to worry about punching a hole in the side of my door or
Yeah.
tearing the bottom out from under it.
And that's pretty much all the videos you see, unless you look up rock crawling. Those are the ones that come into your feed. I'm using quotes because I hate using that, but
Right.
it's always somebody rolling over or somebody that's flipped sideways into a bunch of rocks. And it's
Yeah.
like, I still got a pretty big loan on my truck that I'm not trying to
Exactly.
pay extra money on. But I'm really loving the phase of just finding a dirt road and then going 50 on it. My dad actually, this is a really funny story, but I was off-roading with my mom and my dad, and we were just off-roading on just a dirt road. And the TRD Pro has the upgraded suspension, the Fox suspension. It's kind of built for kind of trail running like that.
Oh.
And we're going pretty fast, and my mom made a comment like, do you need to be going that fast? My dad immediately goes, I didn't see any speed limit signs.
Good for him.
Yeah, and he loves that stuff. But, of course, my mom does too, but I think that she's a mother,
Yeah.
so it's always more
It's
about
always worried
well-being.
about you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which that's why I love her.
Yeah.
But I am really enjoying just going out on a dirt road, and Kurt will probably attest to this, but I drive that thing like it's my baby. I go way too slow on dirt roads, probably.
You do.
Yeah. See, I was like, maybe we'll take your truck next time so you can show me how you drive your truck. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'll show you.
Yeah. Well, you've seen me out at Strawberry.
Yeah, you don't go too crazy, though.
Oh, bullshit. You remember when
Usually
when
you're
I hit
towing your
that?
trailer.
Yeah, I wasn't towing my trailer when I hit that. I don't know what the hell it was, but if we weren't wearing seatbelts, we would have
You'd have been
had
through the
some neck
windshield.
problems.
I do remember that, yeah. Some whiplash. Where was your favorite place to go off-roading that you guys have been? Or even just taking, just off
I think
pavement?
just for a nice drive, just up American Fork Canyon.
Yeah.
Is really good. If you go up by Tybalt Fork Reservoir, there's a ton of trails back up in there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
The trail I tried to get to a few months ago with a buddy of mine, he has a Toyota. They had the gate closed because it had some mudslide problems and stuff. But
I thought you were going to say, I tried to get to it, but the Toyota didn't make it. No, maybe we should do that one of these days, is just schedule a Saturday drive when the weather warms up and all go out in separate cars.
Oh, yeah.
and really just make the air quality better.
yeah,
Exactly.
we found some good mud and some great trails. And right behind us came 3 ladies in a Jeep Rubicon with the top off of it.
Oh, really?
They were soaking wet, head to as far as we could see.
Was one of them Laura?
Right? If only she was here.
Yeah, they got covered in mud, but they were laughing all the way coming down the trail, so they were good about it.
I think she mentioned this story on the air in a previous episode, but when we went camping last year, she had gotten her Jeep, and last year was the first time since she had bought her Jeep that she had ever been off-road. We went out to Little Moab, and it was we just took easy trails. We went through that train tunnel that never got completed. You can drive through it in your car. It's pretty cool.
Where's Little Moab?
It's like southwest, kind of by, I'd have to look at the map.
Oh,
Kurt, might have to tell me with that too.
It's down by your old neck of the woods, just further south.
Eagle Mountain area?
Yeah, it's a little bit
past there?
further southwest of there, but yeah. It is.
Oh,
And
really?
They call it
Okay.
Little Moab because there's like one rock formation out there that you can do rock crawling on, but then there's kind of a bunch of other little off-road trails.
Yeah.
But,
We used to take some dirt bikes out to the Little Sahara.
oh, yeah.
And that was a fun spot back, 85 years ago.
So a little bit further south of Little Moab, you'd find Eureka.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but
When
it's
we were
like,
camping,
it's like the southern end of Utah Lake.
Utah Lake, yeah.
just
okay.
a little bit west.
Right.
Laura had the idea. Look, she got a lot of confidence when we first went off-roading in the Jeep, which by all means, I think we underestimate the power of a vehicle like that until you've gotten a chance to know it, and try things out and feel it. But she instantly went to like just looking at a fully covered mountain and trees and being like, I bet my Jeep could get over that. Like, okay, Laura, I bet it could too, but I don't want to pull you out, so let's take it easy. And then when we went to Strawberry, she found this. We asked her to go check out this campsite because Kurt had the trailer attached. If we get all the way down there and get stuck, it's going to be way more of a nightmare. So go check it out. She floors it into, it had to be like 30, 40 feet of just muddy water.
Nice.
All over the top of the Jeep. Her Jeep was completely covered in mud. I think I have a picture of it. Maybe I'll ask her if we can post it.
Yeah, you guys
so
left
people can see.
clean and came back all filthy.
Yeah. To this day, that was what, a year ago? Over a year
Wasn't
ago?
quite a year ago. But
Yeah. She's washed her car a number of times and still hasn't gotten all the mud off from that one time.
Oh,
I usually
Neither
leave
have
mud
I.
on my Jeep for at least a few days just because it's like bragging rights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it
But I
is.
always tell people that a clean Jeep is a happy Jeep,
Yeah.
but a dirty Jeep is a happier Jeep.
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, I do the same thing. I was kind of bummed that we drove back in the rain from St. George because the
Oh.
rain basically washed off all the mud.
Yeah.
But you have to leave it on there. If you're going to get it muddy, leave it on there for at
Yeah,
least
brag a
day.
few days, yeah.
Yeah. Because I think there's too many people that are buying vehicles like that never go off-road. Maybe
Yeah.
like simple camping and stuff, but
Yeah.
take it out there. Push
Yeah,
it to the
enjoy
limit
it.
a little bit. Especially if you bought it brand new and it's under warranty.
Right.
That's what I was telling Kurt. I'm like, man, might as well do it now because if I'm hit some rock or something breaks, as long as I didn't do anything wrong, it's just under normal operating conditions, then maybe get it replaced.
Is yours the TRD Pro?
Yeah.
Is that's the top of the line for Toyota,
I
right?
think they have one above that's like the Trail Runner edition, but that's even like more rare than a TRD Pro. But yeah, that was kind of like, I knew if I was going to buy a new vehicle, probably not going to do it again soon. And once I get this, I'll just drive it for as long as I possibly
Jump in the
can.
deep end.
You
Yeah.
got the equivalent of like a Ford Platinum.
Yeah.
That's what I'm putting you at.
Okay. Kurt, you just came up with a new rating system. We
Yeah,
should
there you
ask
go.
every guest what. So what's Ches? Explain to the audience what type of vehicle you drive, and we'll have Kurt rated on his Ford scale.
Go ahead, Chaz.
I drive a Jeep Rubicon.
A Jeep Rubicon. So you have
Ford doesn't make anything that quality, do they?
that would
Exactly.
Be do you have leather seats?
I do. It's
Okay.
fully loaded.
Oh, okay. So then you would have a probably a Lariat, Ford Lariat.
Oh, Lariat
Flamer.
scale. Marty, you got about.
I have a Rubicon as well, but mine has the cloth seats.
Then you have an XLT.
Yeah, I like it.
instantly, man.
Everybody I've talked to that has leather seats, when you're off-roading, you're sliding around.
You
in the
do a
seat.
little
And
bit,
then if
yeah.
you don't have any features, then it's just an XL.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because you know what? We've got lockers front and rear. We've got...
Can you turn on the diff lock in anything other than 4-low in the Jeep?
You can do it in 4 high.
You can do it in 4 high as well.
Yeah.
So in the Tacoma, I can't turn on the rear diff lock unless I'm in 4-low.
Yeah, I can turn my diff locks on in 4 high.
You
Okay.
probably shouldn't need it unless
No.
you're in 4-low.
Yeah, you're probably
I mean,
right. I heard
but-
that diff lock makes a big difference when you're on washboard, like dirt roads. Like you don't, like the tail end won't slide out as much.
I don't know what helps with that is I can disconnect my front sway bar.
Yeah, you can.
Push
Yeah,
button.
that's cool.
I hit a button and disconnect. You got to be in 4-wheel drive, but you can hit it 4 high. You just hit the button and disconnect your front sway bar. And
my 98 4Runner, the sway bar links would break when you turned left into like a Sev. You just hear pop. Really? I just fixed them yesterday.
I just replaced it.
Yeah. So I mean, I ended up just never replacing them because I'm like, as soon as I do, you hit one of those weird 7-Eleven pull-ins, it's going to pop off.
Yeah.
But that would be cool to have an electronic disconnect for that.
I thought I had that on my Rubicon, but they put a lift kit on it. I bought it 2 years old, and with the lift kit on it, I don't think it disconnects. It feels like it does, but there's no pins or anything in there to disconnect it. I don't know.
it's electronic.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't checked it out. It feels fine when I'm driving it, so I don't mess with it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Speaking of the camping stuff, we visited where you and Ches had camped out, and I think Adam was there and stuff at Fish Lake.
Oh, that's such a great area.
Yeah, our 2.0 campsite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one where there was snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went further. I think you were watching the dog, and we went out and driving around. And
You took him down there later, but
oh yeah, did we?
No,
I didn't think he. I think we told him about it.
I think we went in a different direction.
Oh,
that's when I flipped off that cow.
Yeah.
That's
another
so
thing.
Brave of you guys.
did you go down to the lake at all when we were there?
No,
because he went in and watched the dog. And I think you said you were going to take a nap or something. And then, I mean, three guys sleeping in a trailer.
Well, yeah,
We're hardly sleeping. Jesus. It's like in between the farting and snoring.
Well, I know you guys took off, and I stayed and watched the dog for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I flipped off the cow.
Yeah. Which I didn't learn that until this trip. We passed a cow in the middle of that wash. Mm-hmm. There's a lone cow, just its head was just barely poking up above the sagebrush. It looked hilarious. And then Kurt just flips it off. I'm like, do you always flip off cows? He's like, yep.
That's a life goal of mine.
So flip off all the cows?
As many as I can.
So let's keep a tally this year.
Yeah.
How many? One so far.
Yeah. I mean, it has to be within reasonable distance. I can't just be driving across the freeway and
so
there's a field of
Like,
cows. That doesn't work. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
Could be what? Within 100 yards?
40 feet.
Okay.
It has to be intimate. The cow has to know it's getting.
It has to
make visual contact.
Yeah, it has to be making eye contact with me. So
that's going to be crazy if you guys ever read a news story where it's like, man mauled by herd of cows
After flipping them off.
One drew him in and the rest came after.
Yeah.
How many times have you guys been camping down in the Fish Lake area?
I've been 3 times, twice with Ches and the rest of the group. But
I think we got to go down there this summer.
Oh, definitely. I've been there. I've done 3. I did one of them. Was just a scouting trip for us.
You guys did a little recon mission, you and Adam.
Exactly.
So.
Before our first trip, so we could find places to camp.
I think you have to these days with how busy things are getting. There's no other way to go.
But we had never been to the area, so we didn't have
helpful.
anything. So we knew Adam's going to have his trailer. So let's go scout some areas that we know beforehand that we can get the trailer into.
Yeah, and it is a different animal camping when you have a trailer too, because you can't just throw a tent up.
Yeah. Right.
You got to make sure you can get the trailer there. Number one,
pull in, out.
level it out.
Yeah.
But
what's
the trailers Adam and I have basically
they're high clearance.
Yeah, I mean anywhere basically we can take within reason you can take your Jeep into.
Anywhere you could take a Tacoma, you could get
the trailer.
I can get my trailer into. Yeah.
We should get well, future show ideas are spinning in my brain.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll get maybe we can somehow dupe a Toyota sales guy and a Jeep sales guy in the same episode.
Oh yeah.
Just have battle of the cars.
Might as well bring a Ford guy in there.
No, I think that's a different class of episode.
Yeah.
Right, whatever.
Just kidding. My dad's gonna kill me for that.
His
His
dad
dad
a Ford guy?
He is. His dad owned a Ford dealership in Mount Pleasant.
Wow.
He sworn into it for life, I suppose. Yeah. But he truly just loves Fords too.
Yeah,
it's better than
I've had Fords, I've had Chevys.
What would you say is the worst? Worst? Have you ever had a Dodge?
They've all been good. I have not owned a Dodge.
It's probably for the better. There's somebody out there so mad.
I had a Dodge. It was great.
It was awesome. Yeah.
What was it?
I had a Dodge 3500 or 2500. Sorry.
Nice.
Diesel.
All right.
Why'd you get rid of it?
I got my Jeep.
Just because you got your Jeep? Not because it was breaking down or anything? Okay.
No, actually.
I tried to get it out of them.
Sometimes you just need an upgrade.
That's
true. No, and actually, when I traded in, they actually gave me a lot more than Blue Book value on it.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew. I looked up what it was worth, and they came back, and appraised it, and they said, "How about we give you this much for it?" I said, "Sounds like you just bought a truck."
Yeah, you can't turn them down when
they
you
had to
deal.
screw you over on one of the vehicles. That's just the policy, right?
Yeah.
Well, I still got a pretty good deal on my Jeep too. Then, so
I mean, yeah, you don't get screwed up. You don't get screwed over if you feel good about it,
yeah.
right? Isn't that what they tell you?
Yeah.
As long as you feel good about the
Yeah.
deal, then you made out great.
Exactly.
This is when we need somebody like Sam here, to tell us.
Yeah,
the
you
ways
should
of
get
everything.
Sam on here and tell
Yeah,
some
he
stories
needs to
about
come
that.
back. Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of stories.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
So when you guys go camping, what's the one thing that you look forward to the most?
Probably sitting around the fire for me.
Yeah, that's one of them. Just being disconnected from everything.
Yeah, it's hard to do that these days.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a good way to disconnect.
It is.
That and a good hike.
Yeah. I like
Yeah.
going on a hike when I'm at a camping spot because it's like you start the hike where you normally end it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're starting from a point where you would end a hike. Kurt, what do you like about camping, man?
Sitting around the fire, cooking weird stuff and improvising things, and
You did improvise a grill out of green wood for the last camping trip.
So we cook our steaks on you.
Yeah, that was
Nicely
nice.
done. Wow.
Well, I say that is one thing. When we go camping, we eat good.
I think it's a requirement because everything's going to taste better when you're camping anyway. So you might as well eat even better than
Yeah.
normal.
Well, I mean, we set up a full kitchen.
Yeah.
I mean,
You have your
Yeah, our last trip we had 2 camp chefs back to back, covered shelter. I mean, it was a good setup. Bistro lights
yeah.
up around the tent. Yeah,
should we start like this summer? We should do the first annual weekly InSalt camping trip. Marty
that
will
would be
be there.
fun.
We'll just
That'd be fun.
we'll do a raffle for a random listener. Join us.
Exactly.
They're like, I'm never doing that again.
Would have to do a whiskey of the day or something.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun. Take the voice recorder up there and actually use it.
Yeah. That would be cool. Finding a different whiskey for every day you're camping.
That would not be hard.
No.
Even if you went for 2 weeks. That would be
No.
Yeah. We reach out to Jim from last episode and be like, hey, man, hook us up with your team. We want a whiskey pairing for every day of our camping trip.
Yeah.
He would do it too, and he would do a good job. I'm
yeah,
sure.
you would have some good recommendations.
Let's take a break. A little bit early, but I think that it's time.
Yeah, we'll come back and we'll have some travel stories.
We'll be right
Let's
back.
do
All
it.
right.
And we're back. Episode 306. I almost forgot.
Good thing it's up on the screen.
We're recording this on Tuesday, I think. That's probably obvious. It's the 6th. And you know what? Failed to mention, and I should have known anyway, was your birthday yesterday.
Yes, it was.
Ches.
Hey, happy birthday.
Thank
Ches.
you.
You missed the cue. That was the cue.
You didn't tell me the cue, but okay, here we go.
I said I figured you would know. We picked the most racially inappropriate happy birthday song for your birthday. I don't know if I want to hear how far this goes.
I'm sure it goes on for a while, but we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
No.
We've had enough.
Happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do we dare ask what the number is?
43.
43.
Oh.
34. Let's go with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Shit,
still
that was a
buying,
lifetime ago.
still buying you a walker.
Yeah. I was talking with some friends the other day through text message.
Bitch, I'm going to be 46 this year.
All right, I'll get you a jazzy chair.
Yeah.
I need a hurricane. That's what I need.
Yeah. Get you a hoverboard. Really break those hips early.
Hell yeah.
But, some friends of mine, they'd send a picture of, some transcripts for a place that we lived at. I'm like, do you realize that was half our lifetimes ago?
Yeah.
I mean, we were 21 when we lived there, and I'm like, that was 21 years ago now.
Yeah, I had a weird moment like that when I was in St. George. I went to the liquor store, and I saw behind the counter that they had, if you were born in 2001, you're good. If you're born in 2002, check the date. And if you're born in 2003, don't sell them alcohol, And I was like, shit, I graduated in 2002. That means that's weird.
Yeah.
It was one of those moments. I'm sure that as you get older, they probably come more often. Sometimes I still go to a bar and I'm like, whoa, I'm the oldest person in here.
Yeah.
For sure.
Apparently they hadn't updated their signage yet. If it said 2003, no.
Yeah.
So I mean, we are in 2024. I mean, some of those.
I mean, yeah. It's 2023 was checked, or 2022 or 2000. I don't even know what I'm saying. 2002 was check the date on the license, and then 2001 it was okay.
Yeah, 2003 when you check the date.
Yeah.
How many liquor stores in St. George now? 2?
I think there's 2.
How many bars are there? Is still only one?
No, they've got one in the
There's
old
a
fire
few.
station now.
Yeah.
It's a brewery though, so I don't know if that
Okay.
classifies as a
I've been
bar.
to that one a few times, and you cannot order food there.
Yeah, they don't have food.
So I actually sat there, had a beer, walked across the street, and got a pizza
At Pizza Factory.
the Pizza Factory. Yeah. And it was quicker than I called them on the phone, and they said, "Yeah, we can have a pizza there in like 50 minutes."
Yeah.
So I drank my beer casually, walked across the street, ordered a pizza, and was eating in like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Stupid.
When I was down there, they had a food truck out front.
The Zion Brewing? Is
Yeah,
that what it is?
Zion Brewing Company, I think. And then I heard a rumor that there's another one, but it's debatable on whether or not it's like a sports bar.
Yeah, it's in the... Well, there's a couple.
So there
of
are
them.
two liquor stores in St. George.
2 liquor stores, yeah. And then there's the one, if you're coming from Salt Lake, headed south, there's one, they're kind of in
Just
the Hurricane
outside.
exit,
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah, and there's one just like right after Cedar City, I think.
Yeah, right there by the Home Depot in Cedar City,
Yeah.
as you're heading out of town.
Yeah. Speaking of travel, I guess you're going down there pretty soon.
Going down there a couple of weeks, yeah.
Yeah. You going down there just for fun?
Pretty much. One of my buddies lives down there, and his girlfriend's going to be out of town. She's viewing a new house that they're building together.
Oh, wow.
That's in Arizona.
Okay.
Green Spring, I believe, is the city. But, yeah, she's going to go out of town, so I'm going to go down and hang out and make sure the dogs get fed and make sure the beer's in the fridge. And,
Yeah, that's the most important part.
you know,
Drink those beers before they go bad.
And they do.
everybody has a piece of the puzzle. It's just a matter of when to put it in.
Exactly.
Exactly. You've traveled. That's what we had talked about. Is you've traveled. You're pretty well traveled, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
Where's your favorite place that you've been? Like if you had to go,
If I had to go to one spot that I've been to,
and then you have to stay there for the rest of your life.
yeah, New Zealand.
Okay. Man,
I've heard good stories about that place.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. There's 2 islands, South Island, North Island. The South Island is very adventurous, a lot of activities, bike riding, camping, hiking, tons of trails, lots of lakes, fjords, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The North Island is very scenic, picturesque. But
Which island was Lord of the Rings filmed on?
Yeah, South Island.
South. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually tried to get over to one of those areas. I think it was called... I can't remember what the name of that fjord was, but it ended up being closed when we were there the first time I went. And so we went to an area called Doubtful Sound because Captain Cook had gone in through there. I guess it was doubtful if they could get back out because of the tides or something. So anyway, beautiful area.
That is
great.
great.
Awesome people. If you asked them how to get to somewhere, they'd probably say, "I'll jump in my car and take you there."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, they're just super nice.
That's one thing. I haven't traveled I've been out of the country once, but I was
Excuse me? What?
Yes, you
Once.
have.
Huh?
Yes, you have.
He says he's been
I've
out.
been out of the country once,
Oh,
so I haven't
okay.
traveled a lot.
Okay.
But
you're not counting Magnet, though, right?
I do count that as a separate country.
Okay.
Yeah. I just bring my passport to Magna just in case.
Just
you
in
never
case.
know.
You never know when you get stuck.
Yeah, and I bring my fake one too, just in case somebody wants to rob me.
Yeah.
And I never drink the water.
Yeah.
But when I went out of the country, that was one thing that surprised me. I was really concerned that I would get there and kind of get like a cold shoulder. I was in Bulgaria, which, who goes to Bulgaria?
Yeah.
But
Wow.
when I landed, they said there would be a guy holding your name on a card, and he's your driver to get you to the hotel. He wasn't there, so I was like, I'm going to go smoke a cigarette then. That's when it hit me outside the airport. I'm out there smoking in a different country with a bunch of people that know I'm not from there, and they're all looking at me like, I think this is an American guy, like. And then they come over and they start trying to talk to you because they just want to know. And
They want to know if you have a cigarette they could borrow.
Well, they just wanted to know. I mean, when I was there, the main question I got asked from everybody was, how's Donald Trump? I'm like, he's not my neighbor.
Yeah.
I'll never meet him, like, ever.
Right.
Yeah. But everybody was super kind when you'd go out, whatever. People just really were genuinely interested, and they wanted you to have a good time.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't want you to have a bad experience in the place that they live, which made me understand that I think no matter where you go, everybody else is just like us. They're just trying to live too.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Just because their government does one thing or another thing doesn't mean that they
the people
really
aren't
even
all
care.
bad. Yeah, exactly. Just out of curiosity, what was your flight routing to get from Salt Lake City to Bulgaria?
It was a little complicated because
Yeah.
I went to San Francisco, and so I flew out of San Francisco to, I would think it was like a 10-hour flight or something to Charles de Gaulle in Paris.
Okay.
And I went from Paris to Sofia, Bulgaria.
Okay.
And I swear, maybe, don't take this the wrong way, but the flight from San Francisco to Paris was normal, you know, a little bit of turbulence, nothing wrong. The flight from Paris to Bulgaria, I was like, did they even train this dude? Does he know what he's doing? There was like,
They've got to get training somewhere.
I know, but there was a chicken in a cage had its own seat, you know, and that's cool. Never experienced that before. But also, one thing I never experienced is that when the flight took off, as soon as the no seatbelt sign went off, everybody got out of their seat and just went and talked to their family or their friends and shit in the airplane, which in the United States, when the no seatbelt sign goes off, you just sit there.
Right.
Even if your
Unless
friends...
you got to go to use the toilet.
Yeah.
You're in your seat. Yeah.
They all got out of their seats, and it was like a party. You know, they were talking to their
Like
friends.
cooking food.
Like, yeah, like there was a barbecue turned on. You couldn't smoke in there, but they were lighting charcoal. No, it was just interesting that they just get up and they'd have people in the alley or the aisle there, yeah. So the flight attendants are like, go sit down, you know, we're trying to give people snacks, and they're just like, whatever.
How long was that flight out of Charles de Gaulle?
That flight, I think, was another 2, the total flight time was like 14 hours.
Okay, so you got 2.5 hours maybe into Bulgaria.
Yeah, and I just remember from coming into land, that was the roughest landing ever, and that's why I was like, did this dude even get trained? Like, we're coming into land, I'm like, I know a glide slope, and this one's pretty quick. Like, and it was just like everybody's cheering. I'm like, do we do that? Yeah. Like, are we supposed to be surprised that we made it? Like, am I lucky? But then, you know, I stayed extra time to go to Macedonia outside of work. I was there for work. And then all of my coworkers were like, you're going to die. I don't know why you would want to go to Macedonia. No Americans ever go there. And this was in a different time, and a lot of the judgment was Macedonia is predominantly Muslim, and around that time it was debatable. I just think the feeling in the United States was that Muslims just hated Americans, you know?
Yeah.
Nicest people ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. No problems at all. They were just super nice. They just wanted to know everything.
The government is not reflective of how the people are necessarily.
I was like, how many Americans are here? And the buddy that I was with, he was one of my employees. He's like, you're probably one of 2 in Macedonia.
Oh.
I'm like, oh. And he was super cool. Like, we were walking over a bridge. A bunch of kids came running up. He's like, put your wallet in your front pocket. These are the gypsies.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And they seriously come up, like 6 kids, and they ask for money, but while they're asking for money, they're digging in your pockets. You know, he says something in Macedonian, yells at them, and then they all scurry off.
Yeah. I had a friend that got pickpocketed by some gypsies in Charles de Gaulle, actually.
Really?
Yeah. You get on the train, and they've got a system set up, and so somebody that's in on the theft, they say, hey, my wallet. They act like their wallet got stolen. So what's the first thing you do? You check to see if your wallet's still there. Now they know where your wallet is.
I didn't even think of that.
So they know where to steal. And they got his. He had to go to the embassy and try and get his passport stuff renewed and tickets and all that kind of. It was a hassle.
Yeah. Have you ever run into any issues during your travels?
What's your biggest nightmare story?
Probably the worst thing I had was a flat tire in London. I mean, really is. Yeah. I haven't had any problems. So. Is
there any place that you've ever traveled to where you've just thought like, like I this wasn't what I expected?
I was in Turkey with a friend, and he went to go do something, and we were going to meet up at this other area. So anyway, I was standing there, had my camera, was trying to take a picture of this camel. Mm-hmm. And this kid had a camel, and the kid came walking over to me and said, you know, he's asking me if I want to take a picture, and I said no money. Trying to explain to him, he doesn't speak English, but trying to explain to him I wasn't going to pay him anything, and he understood, and he said no money. And so, okay, He takes my picture with the camel. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then he's asking me if I want to ride the camel. So I'm starting to think, okay, this guy's scamming me.
Yep.
No money. So finally he talks me into getting on the camel, right? And he takes me for a little walk with this camel.
How many minutes would you say the walk is? Less than 5?
Yeah, 5 at the tops.
Yeah.
Down and back. When we get back, now 2 guys show up.
Yep.
Yep.
They're the ones that want the money.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave them $5. They were happy. I left.
But
I was alive.
Scamming.
But it's still, it was, and in Turkey they try and give you a thing called the
Turkish delights.
It's called it's something the seeing eye or something like that. It's supposed to be good luck, I think, but they try and once you take it out of their hand, they're giving it to you supposedly. Once you take it from their hand, then they want the money, and if you don't want to pay them, they don't want to take it back. So it's kind of a hassle that way. But I knew that ahead of time because my friend I was traveling with had been there before and told me about that.
Would you say that Turkey was one of the? I don't think Turkey's like necessarily dangerous, but like one of the more foreign places you've been.
I'm actually going to say it was one of the better trips I had.
Okay. Yeah.
And it wasn't anywhere on my top 10 list. I had another trip planned with a buddy of mine, and he had to cancel it last minute. So this other friend was going to Turkey and said, hey, why don't you come with me? I went. Awesome trip. Awesome. People were awesome other than the experience with the camel, but that wasn't even bad. It was just a learning experience.
Yeah. But
the food was amazing.
Yeah, so when I went to Bulgaria, that was the other flight option, is they were going to have me lay over in Turkey.
Oh, really? Okay.
And it was during, a kind of a high security risk time. I think a bomb had just gone off at the Turkey airport as well. So at that moment, I was like, I don't really know if I want to be first time out of the country, have a layover in Turkey.
Yeah.
And so I chose a different route, but I kind of wish that I would have. I don't think I would have had enough time to do anything. When I was trying to talk to everybody, not going out of the country. I'm like, if I do like a 45-minute layover in Charles de Gaulle before I have to go to Bulgaria, is that going to be enough? They're like, yeah, you'll be fine. Whoever those people were have never been to Charles de Gaulle.
You were running. You were running to get to your flight.
I put my bag in because even though I'm in the international terminal, you never get into the true airport. They have you segregated, but you have to go back through security again and check your bag. And I was looking at my watch. I think I had 10 minutes before the flight was going to leave. My bag goes in there. The scanning machine blue screened, and I'm talking to the guy. He doesn't really speak English. I'm like, I gotta go. I've got 10 minutes. And he's like, the machine does this. It reboots. We do whatever we need to.
Yeah, you fine. Wait for us.
Yeah, and I'm like, I gotta go now. I'm gonna miss my flight. And he didn't care. And of course, I got my bag and ran. Of course, the flight that I was on was at the end of the terminal. Yeah. And I was like the last one boarding. They were like, Mr. Lawson? I'm like, yep. They're like, okay, we're good. They closed the door like right behind me. But have you been to like India?
I have not been to India.
I think that would be a really intimidating place to go.
Yeah.
Like India.
I don't know.
Yeah, my youngest daughter, she went to India on a help kind of thing. She went there for a couple of weeks, foreign exchange kind of thing, and helped them do some building stuff. But she said it was great. She loved it.
I hear the people there are really nice too.
Yeah.
Just like anywhere else.
Most of the people around the world are pretty nice.
I just don't know if I want to use the bathrooms.
Well, you got to be able to do the
squatty potty.
Yeah. We had that actually in Turkey.
Did you ever use it?
Yeah, a couple of times. It was
different.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
An
experience.
Yeah.
Nonetheless. Yeah, we got poop in there.
The trick is to not leave. The trick is to not leave skid marks.
Yeah, I can imagine. Where would you say is a place that you went that was like the worst place that you went?
Oh boy, I haven't really been any place I could tell you that was like, wow, that trip sucked.
Yeah.
There's in my mind, there's 3 kinds of travel you do. One is very casual, relaxing trip, like a beach in Hawaii or someplace like that, which I've done a number of times. There's trips that are adventurous, like the one to New Zealand was kind of discovering stuff. And then there's other trips that are more romantic, like I went to Venice, Italy.
Oh, I'd love to go
for
there.
5 or 6 days, and that was really fun. So, but yeah, I haven't been on any trips where I've come back and go, God, that sucked. I would not recommend going there.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. Was there any places you're like, yeah, I won't go back there?
No.
Well, and you kind of seem like you have the type of personality that you're in for the adventure, and you're okay with it,
Yeah.
And you know that, and I'm kind of this way too. I know that when I go on like a 2-week trip with other people, it's not all going to be super fun all the time. Even though you're on vacation and you're having a great time and the overall trip is for adventure, there's going to come a moment where you're like, I'm just not really feeling it right now. It's kind of like the low point of the trip, but you got to power through that to get to the adventure and the other things. Just don't let it ruin your trip.
I did go to Paris, to Charles de Gaulle, with a friend of mine who's since passed away. But when we were there, he had actually lived in Paris for a couple of years, or somewhere in France. So I thought he spoke the lingo, and would understand stuff. I only knew maybe a dozen words of French. And I think I spoke more French while we were there than he did.
Yeah.
But it was just a little bit of an annoying trip. And by the time we got back, friends would be like, so what was the best part of your trip? I'd say, I'd probably have to say it was saying goodbye to Bob.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, when I was in Paris, I mean, not speaking the language, I didn't find to be an issue at all because so many of the people there speak English
anyway. Yeah.
And even if you did speak a little bit, they didn't want you to try and speak French with them. They wanted to speak.
They want to practice.
They want to
English.
practice their English with you.
Yeah, and I've heard that happens in a lot of countries.
Yeah.
And I mean, everywhere is different too. I've heard that like Japan is a really interesting place to be just because you are a foreigner, and they're very, I don't know, very protective of their culture, and but I think in Japan you get just the same thing. That there's a lot of people there that want to practice their English and speak English, and they know when they live in an area that's tourist prone, they're okay with dealing with that.
I haven't spent any time in Japan. I've flown through there twice to other destinations.
That's on my list for sure.
Yeah.
I think
it would be great. Yeah.
It's just expensive. You know you're going to drop some money if you're going to Japan.
Yeah, because I know Japan is very... What's the word I'm looking for?
They're very culture-oriented, I think.
Very culture-oriented and very respect.
Yeah. They're very,
I know,
respectful.
Like even going to a street vendor or whatever, like for food, you get your food and you eat it right there at the vendor.
Yeah.
You get a Coke, you drink it right there at the vendors. You don't get it and just walk away. Mm-hmm. I mean, because that's disrespectful.
That's one of the reasons that I like Japanese culture so much. Is because I think that there's a lot of cultures that just lack that, and a lot of them have it. But I think in the United States specifically, like respecting your elders and like learning from them and just being respectful to somebody who's like in the service industry, right?
Right.
You eat your food. The chef that made the food wants you to eat it there because they want to make sure that you enjoyed the food they just created.
Yes.
They just made for you. They don't want you to walk off and be like, "Oh, thanks for the food. See you later."
Like Italy's another place that I've been a few times and love Italy. I think I could move somewhere on the south coast there by the Amalfi Coast or somewhere.
Oh, the Amalfi Coast is amazing.
It's beautiful. But if you go to like a produce stand, you don't touch any of the produce. They consider that offensive. You ask them and they want to pick it out for you and get you the best that they have.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, with the Amalfi Coast, have you been to Pompeii?
No.
You've been to the Amalfi Coast and you didn't make it to Pompeii.
Well, I've been to the Cinque Terre, which is the 5 terraced villages, and it's right by the Amalfi Coast, but I wouldn't say it's part of the Amalfi Coast. So it's in that region.
Because I would say Pompeii is probably one of the coolest places I have ever been.
Okay. Can we do a podcast from there?
Definitely.
Kurt, make it happen.
Yeah.
We'll ship all this bullshit over there. Is there any time that you've been traveling and you had an opportunity or a decision to make where you're like, we could go do this today or we could go do this, and then looking back you were like, I wonder if I should have done the other thing. So for example, this is weird, but when I was in Macedonia, I was nervous about everything, right? First time out of the country, foreign, I'm by myself with basically my friend is the only person that can translate for me. But he was really adamant about you need to go to Kosovo. Like you should go to Kosovo because there's an American base there. And then I started reading on Kosovo and it's like, oh, northern Kosovo, they hate Americans. Like, you need to be really careful.
Jeez.
And it's all like a government struggle thing between the United States and Russia, basically. And I told him, I was like, well, I'd rather not spend all day in the car to go to Kosovo because you think it'd be cool because it sounds kind of dangerous. I turned it down, but in hindsight, I'm like, man, that was probably the only time I'd ever have in my life to go to Kosovo.
Yeah.
And it would have been awesome. And just because I was scared, I turned it down. So I don't really regret it because I had great alternatives. We spent a great time in Macedonia, but I was kind of like, maybe I should have done that. Have you ever had a situation like that?
The only time I've had to make choices like that, they've actually all worked out good.
Oh, good.
But in my mind, like you were saying earlier about the adventure as part of the travel, to me, if you're going to take the time to travel somewhere, you got to expect that it's not going to be like being at home.
Yeah.
That's why you do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you want something to be like at home, just stay home.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You're exactly right. Chez, you've traveled quite a bit too.
A little bit, yeah.
Do you have any stories where you're like, oh, I shouldn't go here. I shouldn't have gone here? Or have they all been fun too?
They've all been
adventurous,
great. I mean, I've really been only out of the country 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
So, went to Cancun.
Yeah. How is Cancun?
I mean, it was all right. It was nice. I mean, we were at a nice resort, so.
See, I've never been to Cancun, but I feel like I already know what to expect from Cancun.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to go, you're going to stay at a resort, it's going to be paradise, you're going to get free drinks or as many drinks as you want.
Yeah, we weren't at one of the it wasn't an all-inclusive
All right.
resort, but.
If you pay enough, it's all inclusive.
Yeah. I mean, we'd walk
Everybody
down.
has a price.
Yeah. Set your limits.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'd walk down into the, downtowny area, whatever, where all the tourist stuff is, all the restaurants, and that was fun. We went to a couple other places there, but then spent a week in Paris, and then another week basically in Germany.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I would love to go to Germany.
Yeah.
That was really cool because we were actually with my dad, who was doing a project. It was being, had some stuff being built in France and Germany, and so we actually met up with his German contact, and he showed us all around France.
That's the best.
That's the way to do
And
it.
then,
That's so good.
And then after we got back, he orchestrated our itinerary for us in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
So he found all these like old palaces and places like that for us that are now hotels. So not like the
not the
American,
touristy
so
stuff.
it's not like the Hilton hotels.
Yeah, you're not getting like the American version of Germany. You're getting the German version of Germany.
But I mean, it was still very nice. I mean, didn't have problems communicating anywhere we went.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was an incredible trip.
Yeah.
So, and then I did another week. We did a Mediterranean cruise.
That's on my list of things to do.
See, and I have my reservations
Not the cruise,
about
but
cruises.
get into Greece and
We were on the other side.
Croatia.
Yeah. Oh, Croatia would be amazing.
Yeah.
So we didn't So we started in in Spain.
Okay.
Then we hit.
I'd love to go to Spain too, just for the food.
Yeah.
Did you get over to Portugal while you were there?
No, we didn't get to Portugal, but so we started in Spain, and then we did. We went to Monaco, and then it went down the coast of Italy.
Italy, yeah.
So,
of all the places that you've both been, where had the best food?
Italy.
I'm going to say Turkey.
Turkey.
And in Turkey, actually, the men do the majority of the cooking, like by far the majority.
Huh.
But it was
just delicious.
Oh, it was so good. Yeah.
I love going to a place like that too, where you just want to try all the food. You know? I mean, that's kind of me anywhere.
Yeah, we went to some place on one of the tours we did on the cruise. Part of it was there was a lunch included with the sightseeing tour we did.
Yeah.
And so it was this restaurant, whatever, and it was probably one of the most simplistic dishes I think I had. But it was just a simple pasta in a tomato sauce, but it was just
like you can't recreate that in the United States
exactly.
Because number one, the tomatoes aren't grown in the same soil with the same type of care. I mean, the pasta was probably homemade.
Yeah, it was just super simplistic, but absolutely just mind-boggling, incredibly delicious.
Like a PB&J.
Yeah, exactly.
Make your own peanut butter, make your own
so easy, but yet
so simple yet so sophisticated.
Exactly.
Especially if you just use that what is the jar that comes with the peanut butter and the jelly?
Yeah.
One thing that Kurt and I have a little bit of difference on is we've been talking about going on different vacations and stuff like that, and you really like going on cruises because you do like having an itinerary built out. You do like understanding for the most part kind of where you're going to be. There's things to do, and I'm kind of the opposite. I'm like, I don't even know where we're going to stay, but let's do it.
Yeah.
And that weirds me out. It really does.
Yeah.
Let's just go to this weird ass country and figure it out.
Yeah,
no.
I love that.
No.
Most of the time when
that's
I've
how you get
traveled,
fucking stabbed.
I have a reservation for the first night I'm there.
Just the first night?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after that, most of the time, I just wing it.
Just wing it.
You know, because you happen to be over here having a great time. You don't want to have to drive another 150 miles or whatever to get to where your bed and breakfast is. You just find one there.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the way I like to travel. But I can respect, Kurt, the way you want to travel too, because I think I get a lot more satisfaction out of the unknown situation that I'm going to happen into, as opposed to you're guaranteeing certain fun for yourselves. And there have been like times even within the United States traveling where I'm like, I'll just kind of wing it, and then it ends up being a bust. And it's kind of like, man, maybe I could have done a little more planning for that. But out of the country, I feel like winging it is like the adventure for me.
Similar to kind of what we kind of, when we were in Germany and stuff, kind of how it was. It's like, okay, I mean, you've got a reservation, but you know how it's on your own to kind of get there.
Yeah.
And I mean, this was back in the day before GPS.
Yeah.
So I was navigating us through Germany.
You want to go somewhere where you don't
on a map.
figure it out.
With a paper map, like
The old Rand McNally
Exactly.
kind of fold-out map.
Yeah.
exactly.
I think there are places that you shouldn't wing it. I'm not saying that you can go anywhere and
You should
wing
go to
it.
the North Sentinel Island.
Okay. Where's that? What is it about? I feel like you're setting me up for a trap.
Yeah,
I
put that up on the screen.
Yeah, throw it on the screen, man.
Let me get it over there real quick. There you go. North Sentinel Island. It's right there.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, isn't there, like, nobody lives there?
Oh, yeah, people live there.
Oh, is this the island that's never been contacted by humans and everybody that goes there gets killed?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Go there and figure it out.
First of all, you don't go there, ever. And second of all, I've already got it figured out. If I go there, I die.
I would like to go to Thailand, which is close.
Oh, yeah.
Thailand, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I
Thailand would be a
want to go to,
blast.
like, North Korea. Or not-
Yeah.
North Korea. Fuck.
Sweet.
South Korea. That's what I meant.
Now the podcast is on a watch list.
Yeah.
Well, that was from the beginning. So.
Yeah, you're right.
South Korea or Japan, one of those weird ass bars where they come out dressed in like light costumes, and it's just fucking weird. And, and it causes epilepsy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I want to go to one of those.
I think that would be an awesome experience. Like, Japan seems like you could check off a lot of experiences on the experience list just by going to like one district. You know?
Yeah.
You're just like, I don't know, man. I was overly stimulated. I kind of want to go have coffee with a bunch of cats. That sounds awesome right now.
I've heard Cambodia is pretty awesome as well.
I've heard it is too.
Cambodia, that whole
Vietnam
area.
is one of those places that I would really
You can
love
do
to
like
go.
like a river cruise that hits all those countries too.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, but yeah, I've been on like 4 cruises, and I think they're fun.
I'm like hesitant
but
to
there's
go
a
on a
lot
cruise.
of marketing and advertising involved,
Sure.
and you know I'm totally against all that shit. So I don't know why I'd do it, but it's
Man,
still
just
fun.
even watching a basketball game together, we just get so mad at advertisements. There's like, at any given point on a sporting event, there's like 40 advertisements on the
Oh,
screen.
yeah.
Yeah, like the Arby's 3-pointer.
Hey, the Arby's 3-pointer, you know.
All right, on topic of sports, predictions for the Super Bowl.
49ers.
Yeah.
I think
Niners.
No. I'm gonna say.
Yep.
Here we go.
Get into it, Kurt.
I'm gonna say that the Chiefs are gonna win because of Taylor Swift and money, but I want the 49ers to win.
I'm going to say Chiefs by 1 with a game, like a last-second field goal.
No, the NFL and Taylor Swift are gonna profit off of the Chiefs winning.
The
Well,
US,
no, they are,
You're
but the
saying
Chiefs
it's
are going to
all
win it
about money?
in the closing seconds with a field goal.
The U.S. Embassy in Japan had to release an official press release saying that they can confirm with 100% accuracy that Taylor Swift will make it back to Japan in time for her concert tour.
Yeah, that's
No, she'd make it to.
She'd make it there and
she'll,
then back.
she'll barely make it, but yeah.
Yeah.
She'll end her show in Japan or the Eras tour.
like a
And then-
9-hour
and
flight or
that's what-
something.
And then it's like
Yeah, it's
13 hours.
that she will
And
be
then-
there for that show and then fly.
But she has her own like 747 or
I
something.
know, right?
I don't know about that.
She does. Yeah,
No.
she has her own 747. It's
Yeah, it
crazy.
might be like a 737
I
or
know there's a
something.
guy that on Twitter or something like that. I can't remember his name, but he tracks her flights.
Is it the same guy that tracks
Elon
Musk?
Yeah, and she's already threatened to sue him.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we'll see how far they got with Musk. So
Yeah.
I was just
Well,
Googling.
Musk blocked the account, but I guess he started another one and
Yeah.
started tracking Taylor Swift and a bunch of other celebrities. And Swift
Wow.
was like, "I'm going to sue you if you don't stop." And he's like, "It's public information. There's nothing you can do."
exactly.
So
Yeah.
She,
Other than get your own life.
I was just Googling Taylor Swift's airplane, and it came up Taylor Swift's Airlines. And I'm like, don't.
Oh, no.
That's when you know you made it, is when you have your own airline company. But
Yeah.
I can't find it right off the
Yeah, I saw some video a while ago. It was showing like all...
It does say that Taylor Swift is now down to only one private jet. She just parted ways with her Dassault Falcon 900 on January 30th.
Oh, that's got to be heartbreaking.
Yeah, you know, if there's one thing I hate as middle-class American is giving up my just down to one private jet.
Yeah.
That sucks.
But I still think that one private jet's like a 737.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's not like
can't
she
find
needs
it.
to fly all of her equipment out to wherever she's going.
I'm pretty sure that airplane is just to get her around.
It's to her and her entourage, yeah.
But anyway, back to the Super Bowl. I think the 49ers are going to win just because they're crazy this year.
Yeah.
You know, good job to Kansas City.
I think the Niners had 10 of their players play in the Pro Bowl this past weekend, right?
They're crazy.
The Niners players actually played?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but we all know the Pro Bowl isn't
flag
football.
It's flag football.
Yeah.
There's no helmets, no pads, flags. I mean,
it's like the Harlem Globetrotters.
It's just for fun.
Yeah, just for fun.
I went to it a few times when it used to be in Honolulu in the old days, and
I bet that was awesome.
Really fun.
Yeah.
Nobody in the stands even give a shit who was winning, who was playing. It was just a big party.
Just a big party. Yeah, that'd be the best. I do wonder if there is a prop bet for how many times Taylor Swift gets shown on TV.
Oh gosh, I'm sure there's.
I was listening to a radio show today where they were really kind of tearing up the NFL for making it more about money now.
What I just said.
Yeah, right. But hear me out. They're specifically talking about gambling in Vegas, that like the NFL is so money hungry at this point that they're like, the reason they never wanted a team in Vegas was because of gambling. And there's too many, a player can't bet on their own team, that's just, yeah.
And now every time they show Taylor Swift on TV, the NFL is going to get like $150,000, and Taylor Swift is going to get like $200,000.
I'm sure the listeners can hear how mad you sound, just how mad you sound.
It's so stupid,
dude.
I mean, I don't have anything against Taylor Swift. I mean, she puts out good music and shit, and I'm far from a Swiftie. I'll never go to one of her shows, but
I would go to a Taylor Swift concert just to see Taylor Swift. You know what I'm saying?
Well, sure, I'd go, but I don't want to pay for that.
Yeah, no. I mean, we can always see the movie.
Yeah, wait till the movie comes out.
Yeah,
but like I said, I mean,
what do you think, Marty? Did you give your prediction? Did
I think the Niners are going to take it.
Yeah, I think so. Kurt, you want to do Curts Corner before we end here?
Are we? Oh shit! I don't have the timer up anymore.
It doesn't matter.
Cut out some other part. Your part's important.
Nah, we'll just go over.
Yeah. Oh my god.
We can go over. It's fine.
Oh my hell!
It just looks bad because it's red and it says -4.
Yep.
Yeah, almost -5.
Curts Corner. I guess we'll do that. I like to, I like to base my.
Chaz, do it with me. Curts Corner.
Curts Corner.
Curts Corner.
Jesus. I like to base my corners around the topics that we talk about, but this time we're not.
I hope this is the one I think it is, but I don't think it is.
It is. So this was reported a day ago. Actually, it'd be 2 days ago from
the episode coming out.
When the episode comes out, so February 5th.
My birthday.
Yep. So
boy, what a shameless plug.
Yeah. Okay.
Or maybe it was last week, because it says on Wednesday, the National Museum of the Air Force near Dayton, Ohio, called the Bellevue Police in Washington to report an unexpected gift.
Oh, I saw this.
Yes.
I haven't heard anything about this, so enlighten me.
The police responded to an address up in Bellevue, Washington, and found what was a Douglas Air 2 Genie, previously designated as an MB-1, which is an unguided air-to-air rocket that is designed to carry a 1.5 kiloton W-25 nuclear warhead.
Jeez.
According to the owner, the guy that bought the thing, he bought it at a estate sale.
So he bought
a nuclear weapon,
a dead nuclear weapon. Without the warhead.
It's totally inert.
It's
an inert missile, but he did buy it at an estate sale. So I've got questions.
I do too. You go first.
So why was this being sold at an estate sale, for one?
I think the guy that ran the estate sale had no clue what it was. It was just a big piece of metal to him, and the guy was like, is this serious right now? I'm buying that shit. And the estate sale guy was like, yeah, sure, $20.
Yeah, everybody wants one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the rage.
You know what? If I had it, I would paint it, restore it, and just put it as a lawn ornament.
I was like, yeah, if you saw it in the estate sale, wouldn't you be tempted to buy it?
I wouldn't probably know what it was. I wouldn't.
Since there was no warhead present and the military didn't want it back.
So they were like, you're good.
They're like, you're good. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if it was me, I would just restore it and like set it up right.
Put it in your lawn. Yeah.
Yeah, and just mount
Front
it in my
yard
front
for
yard.
sure.
Take it to Rick's Restoration there in Vegas.
Did
you
it give a
restore-
dollar figure on what he spent to purchase that?
It doesn't say.
It couldn't have been much, right?
I don't know.
It's like, I just imagine walking into any estate sale and it's like bargaining for a step ladder. Like, neither of you really know what it is, but you like think it's cool. And then you find out later on, oh shit.
That was worth $5 million.
At one point, I wonder if it's like if it's radioactive a little bit.
But I'll bet he got a really good deal on it.
I bet he got a screaming deal.
I bet he bought it for like $20.
That's like the best purchase he ever made. He's
Yeah,
like,
I
do
mean,
you guys
it's in
know
a
the
estate
deal I
sale.
got?
You can buy anything for stupid
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Because they just want to get rid of that shit. You know, hey, there's a fucking missile out here.
Yeah.
How much?
You know they didn't know it was a missile.
Yeah.
They were probably like, this hoarder had some tin or some metal
Yeah.
shit. in his
People
backyard.
running the estate sale, they're like $500. And he's like,
I'll give you 30. He pulled the Pawn Stars thing.
My grandpa's had that forever.
Yeah. He found it out in the backwoods. It fell off a plane or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they actually get it back, and they're like, yeah, that was one of those bombs that was accidentally dropped off the airplane in the United States. Have you ever heard that
The
story?
broken arrows.
Yeah, Broken Arrow, where they accidentally released the nuclear bombs.
Yeah.
But luckily they didn't go off.
Yeah.
That kind of got breezed over, you know. You don't hear that as a major story during World War II. Yeah, we accidentally almost nuclear bombed Ohio.
Yeah.
Whoops.
and now we're on a list.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because we
I
said
didn't.
nuclear.
I didn't do it.
It's nuclear.
Nuclear.
That's
No,
how
I'm
you're supposed to say it. If you don't want to be on a list.
I say mountain.
Okay.
Potato, man.
Whatever you say, bro.
I want to. I'm already on the list. I know that. They've knocked on my door.
Well, you've moved up a couple of notches.
Yeah.
Shit. I take it back. Sorry, FBI or whoever's listening. But don't listen for Marty. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here, Marty.
Yes,
thank
Always
you.
a pleasure talking with you. Hopefully we can get a camping trip together. I think it'd be great.
Yeah.
Ches, thank you for being here too,
Yep,
man.
I'll always be here.
You will always be
Yeah,
here.
I'm moving in.
You can't leave. This is actually your new bedroom.
Okay. Can I set up like a dual monitor system so I can work from home?
Sure.
Okay.
But there's a padlock on the outside, so the silence slowly drives you crazy, and we're actually doing an experiment.
Okay.
We'll put a two-way mirror. Is it one-way or two-way mirror? One-way mirror is just a regular mirror, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so
Yeah.
now you've learned
Yeah.
something. This has been your weekly insult. Man, it's cool. I asked him to install a one-way mirror, and it's just a mirror. I'm like, I can't even see through it.
Yeah.
That's what you told us to put in.
All I see is myself.
This is the worst mirror ever.
It's just gray on this backside.
They put the mirror side towards the wall.
Yeah. Shouldn't it be a one-way window?